Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia. Let's talk books. And today I am here with my TBR for the Queer Lit Readathon. So I will put all the information down below. The announcement videos by all the hosts will be linked below so that you can find those. But the basics of Queer Lit Readathon are that it'll take place from June 2nd to the 8th. And that the goal of Queer Lit Readathon is to read more books that are that feature queer characters written by queer authors, although that's not absolutely a necessity. And as soon as I heard about this readathon, I immediately wanted to join in. It is one of 4 readathons so far that I'm going to be taking part in. I might add another one to the mix. But this is the one that begins first, is going to be Queer Lit Readathon, so I'm here to share my TBR. So I'll put up a picture of the bingo board that the creators made. So the goal is that you can, try to fill up the whole board, do a line, do whatever you want basically with the bingo board. So I am going to go for probably not all of it because, as I said, I'm going to be participating in so many readathons, but I've gone ahead and picked out books for almost all of the bingo squares. So the first bingo square is See Yourself, so a book in which you see yourself. And for that, I think I'm going to double up with the group read square. The group read is We Set the Dark on Fire by Tehlor Mejia. And it is also the book for the Latinx book club. So I think this book can work in a variety of ways for me this month, but I will be reading it. In fact, it just came in to my library, the whole was just released to me this morning. So yeah, perfect timing. Thank you, library. So I don't identify as queer, so what I identify with in We Set the Dark on Fire is that the main character is, sounds like the main character will be Latinx. So that's how it'll fit the See Yourself box and the group read, and it will also tick off my Latinx book club pick for the month. The next book, the next square is Rainbow Cover, and it's not really hard. You can pick one color of the rainbow on there, and I went with purple. And actually, the book that I'm picking is Girls of Paper and Fire by my Natasha Ngan. Purple's heavily featured on the cover here, but there's also this flash of light here that brings out a bunch of the other colors from the pride flag. So I'm really happy that this will count as something because I pulled it out as a book that I am really looking forward to reading. I've heard a lot of good things about this book and a few iffy things, so we'll see what I think. The next box is Pick Your Own, and for that one I'm going to pick a book that's going to double up in a couple of boxes for me, but it's also going to double up as a book for Smudathon, which is going to be the next readathon that I will post the TBR on. But I'm going with a female-female romance here. It is The Sublime and Spirited Voyage of Original Sin by Colette Moody. This is, so like I said, it's a female-female romance, but in a pirate ship. I think both of these women are going to be pirates. I have had this on my TBR for the longest time. I have it in ebook, and it sounds really good, and I really want to get to it. So I'm gonna get to it this month. Next box in Queer Lit Readathon is Own Voices. For this one, it's a book that again will come up in another box down the line here, but it's American Dreemer by Adriana Herrera. And I actually started this book a few days ago and then put it on hold because I knew it would work for both Queer Lit Readathon and Smudathon. But it is Afro-Caribbean, written by an Afro-Caribbean author, and it's a male romance. And one of the main characters owns a food truck, and the other works at a library. I'm really excited to finish this book because I read 10% of it before I stopped myself, and it is really stinking cute. I read the first 10 pages or so, and it has an adorable beginning, an adorable little meet cute. I loved it so far. The next box for Queer Lit Readathon is nonfiction. And for that, I have a book that was recommended by a lot of people that teach transgender history. And this is Transgender History, The Roots of Today's Revolution by Susan Stryker. I have been trying to find more literature, academic literature, to add to one of my classes. Again, a lot of scholars that I really respect and really admire think that this is really a great book to assign in a class. And so I'm going to read it in June. The next box is new author, and for that I'm going to double up the Sublime and Spirited Voyage of Original Sin by Colette Moody, because I have not read anything by Colette Moody before, so this will be my first time trying her out. But a bunch of different of the books in here would fit for that box. I don't have a book currently picked out for disabled main character, and I don't have one picked out for a translated novel, but if I find something before the readathon begins, I will go ahead and add it. I do have something picked out for a graphic novel, and for this I'm reading The Prince and the Dressmaker by Wang. It's a graphic novel. It's a YA graphic novel, and it looks really, really cute, and people I know who have read it have really enjoyed it, and so I'm actually really, really looking forward to this one. I don't have something picked out for a transgender main character, and that nonfiction book is kind of heavy, but it's not. It won't have a main character most likely because it's not a work of fiction, so I can't count it for this. But again, I'll be my eyes peeled for a book that has a transgender main character. The next box is a people of color author or main character. For that, I'm doubling up American Dreemer by Adriana Herrera in this square. The next box is middle grade, and I do have a book picked out. This is Richard Peck's The Best Man. And you know what? As I was looking for a book in this category, I found that there are a few that seem really good middle grade books dealing with queer themes, with queer characters, but I expected to find more. Maybe because YA has so many, I thought middle grade would also have it, and the list didn't seem to be very extensive. So I'm hoping that this is a good one that I can recommend in the future. Next up is historical fiction, and what am I using for that one? I'm like, this is probably the easiest category for me. But I went with Timekeeper by Tara Sim. This is set in Victorian London, and it looks like a steampunky book, and I don't know where the queer representation exactly is in this book, but this was also a recommendation from Yvette over at, I think her channel is Book Cave. I will link below because she's one of the hosts, and she did a video all just recommendations. So if you're looking for a recommendation in any of these categories, she's got a recommendation for you. So this one looked really good. My library had it, and so I picked it up. And next category is sci-fi fantasy. And for this category, I picked up Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida, Córdova. This one involves witches, brujas, and just fantasy. And this is a book that I've really been meaning to try. Also an author I haven't read before and that I have really been looking forward to getting to. So this is the perfect opportunity for that. And then the last box in the bingo card is book recommendation. And for that, once again, several of these books would actually count, but I'm going to go with Timekeeper because I wouldn't have known about this book if it were not for Yvette. So thank you so much for that, Yvette. And that is my TBR for the Queer Lit Readathon. I think this is a wonderful project, and thank you so much for all the hosts for putting this together. As part of the readathon, I will probably be doing some vlogs, not daily vlogging most likely, but I will doing vlogs, and some of them will double up since I'm doing there's a lot of overlap between Queer Lit Readathon and Smutathon. So I'll probably be joining some of those vlogs so that you can see how I go on my journey reading these books. But again, this is a fantastic project. Thank you so much. And let me know if you've read any of these books, because I don't know where to start. I haven't quite decided where I'm going to start. Well, I'll probably be starting with American Dreemer, since I already technically started that book. But then where should I go? Let me know if you've read any of these, if you recommend them. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.